Well, howdy folks. Welcome to finally titled Puzzle Builder of the Disney Kind. So, you've been watching me put together these puzzles, and they're Disney puzzles, and that's what I want to try to stay with. And so, one person made the comment because I had a little bit of an issue with financial issue that I posted on Facebook, and now let me as soon as the person with the loud muffler goes by, let me clarify something here. These are actually stuff I've collected over a series of time, so I'm not blowing my paycheck all on these things. I maybe get one at a time at a weekend, okay? So I'm not going crazy. Yes, I have a lot of stuff, but this is stuff that I've done a little bit at a time. Now, I put my priorities first, okay? Which means I don't, like, my food, my bills, my utilities, that has to come first, okay? So, that being said, I had to readjust the way I think things for this month, so I could have a little bit of extra money to buy extra things. So it's more like shuffling when I pay for things. So I'm going to be okay. So I just want to clarify that this occurred on Facebook. It did not occur on YouTube, but I'm going ahead and posting it here because that was partially my fault, and I panicked a little bit. So, because I was looking at due dates of bills, and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to have enough, and then realized, oh, yeah, you could pay for this at this date, and this date, and this date. Yeah. So, we're going to move on to another puzzle, okay? This next one is, and this is what I have a bulk of, is the Thomas Kinkade Studios collection, put out by Ceaco. I believe that's the name of the company. The company's name is Ceaco, and of course the Thomas Kinkade paintings that he has done. It's a cheap way to collect those paintings, because I looked up how much those paintings go for, and they're about at minimum $150 a piece. So, and it's really well done artwork, a tribute to Disney movies and things like that. Now let me also clarify something here. Is yes, these are mostly Disney, but this is not promoting a woke agenda at any sense that the current Disney trend is going for. Okay, these are mostly the Disney films that I grew up with, and so this time around, and I've talked about this in the past, is that I've collected, most of these puzzles are either Beauty and the Beast or they are The Little Mermaid, and I didn't realize that and go, what are you doing? So, and I'm still doing it. So I've got a few more Little Mermaids and some Beauty and the Beasts to do. So, but this time I'm going to take a break from all that trend, and we are going to go with the Thomas Kinkade Studios portrait of Pinocchio. Yes, this was another one that I grew up with. Did see it in the theater during a 1993 reissue. No, not 1993, 1992, excuse me. A 1992 reissue of Pinocchio. So, but yeah, this is the portrait right here that we are going to put together. This is a 750 piece puzzle, so it shouldn't be too extremely difficult. But however, with the Thomas Kinkade Studios, the same with the Ravensburger ones, is that there's a lot of the same color that will appear in different places, and so yeah, gotta pay attention here. So So some of the supplies that we will need to accomplish this, because we are going to frame this. And if you would like to do these as well, check if you like what you see here. These puzzles can be found at Walmart, Target, Hobby Lobby. Just look around, just shop around. I've been finding a lot of them at Walmart and Target for these specific Thomas Kinkade Studios. You can also go to Ceaco.com, I believe. Yes, Ceaco.com. Check there for their website. Amazon's a great place. So, so we'll get into it again. Supplies. First of all, you will need the puzzle that we are going to do. And the next thing is we are going to frame this. Now, I pick up my frames at Hobby Lobby. The key thing is you want to know the dimensions of these puzzles. That's very key to when you're building these, because it may be a big panoramic puzzle, and you may need to think outside of the box a little bit. So these also are the 750 puzzles, are generally 18 by 24 in dimension, according to what they say here on the box. So you will want to find a frame that is 18 by 24. I get mine at Hobby Lobby because I like the backing on them. Hear that? That's a nice particle board type of backing. It's a little bit sturdy, and so and of course with Hobby Lobby they're about the same price as what you would get at the big box store with a cardboard backing. So yeah, so what I do is I'm going to open this up. See if I can do that with a pen. Actually, just maybe my fingernail. Yep, just my fingernail. Now what I'm going to do is open this. Go ahead and open this, because the last time, the Ravensburger I did last time with that Beauty and the Beast one, I did not know exactly what it would fit, because the Ravensburger ones come from Europe, so their dimensions are a little confusing to me, because they measured it in centimeters and inches. Well, centimeters definitely, and there was it was this by this by this, and so it was a little confusing to me. As it turns out, it's smaller than a big frame. So but yeah, these Thomas Kinkade ones are usually 18 by 24. I have another one later on that we'll probably get to. I don't know if we'll get to it anytime soon. It's a 2,000 piece puzzle, but I may have to think outside the box for that one. So so yeah, and I pull off the edges, and what I'm going to do is take these edges and set them off to the side. Take the plastic cover, and this does have like a protective film on it that you will need to eventually peel off. But I'm gonna leave this on, that film on, for just a while, because we're actually gonna build the puzzle on the board. So, and then there's this. You can throw that away. So yeah, so make sure you have everything like so. with the... Now, if you're building this facing you, you want the little tabs here, because this is what you're going to hang on the wall. They pull out a little bit and then you hook it onto the wall. So you just lay that flat and the puzzle's going to look up at me. And I will, towards the end of my build for the day, I will show you my progression. And I will take the camera off and show you how much I have completed the task. So here's the start. And so now I'm not going to let you watch me build it by video, because I have no good way to do the time-lapse photography without using a lot of data space and or card space. So what we'll go ahead and do is go ahead and open the puzzle and possibly show you what I have completed by the end of tonight. And so we'll just go ahead and open it up. And there's a couple things you can do. I don't know how you guys do your puzzles, but you open the box and usually there's a piece of tape. Well, they got one at the bottom too, doggone it. They got a couple pieces of tape. I don't have my knife handy. Yeah, there we go. And just slide that on off. Man, they packed this in there tight. So yeah, and of course it comes with there's the puzzle itself. Huh. I've never seen this, but they give you an enlarged picture of the final result, what the picture is supposed to look like. So yeah, with their website and all that good stuff on it. So let's turn this camera off and start building. And I'll allow people to sort out their pieces, but for the moment I'm going to open the package up, pour it all into the box, because this is a smaller puzzle, and kind of keep pieces in there for the moment. Make sure we get all the pieces out of the plastic. That was a problem I ran into with the Beauty and the Beast one. There was about 3 pieces that were stuck in the bag. And I was kind of panicking, like, where are these pieces at? And so make sure that all pieces are out of the plastic bag. So set that with that rest of that trash for right now. And so then you can begin sorting. So I'm going to turn this camera off and start to build, and hopefully you do the same. So this is it for, at least for this moment, and maybe come back. So this is all going to be one video for this build. So just to clarify things, yeah, because I'm not going to post an update of where I'm coming at, maybe other than a Facebook post, but you have to be my Facebook friend. But so yeah, let's stop the video, let's get to building. Okay, so got to stop for the evening tonight, but I tend to want to do this. I'm going to zoom in here. And I tend to want to start with more along the lines of a person or a figure that's in here. Especially with the Disney stuff, I'm tending to want to go with like like a female character. So obviously we have the Blue Fairy in here, and her pieces are kind of scattered all over the place, and hers do kind of stand out a little bit because I'm not going to say that she's easy to put together or anything like that, but because of the way the painting. So let's go here. This is from the original picture. So obviously the blue dress was the sparkles, her wand, her wings, and what's unique is her skin. Is that it has this blue tint, but also very pinkish in color with her skin tone. And I also tend to want to go with finding anything that has words with it. So, yeah, that's where we're at the start of our first night, and we got a lot to go. Still digging through, trying to find the pieces to the Blue Fairy, because obviously she's got some pieces to go together. So, the thing with these Ceaco puzzles, you got to be careful with. I don't know if you need to be careful with, but like that's kind of disappointing with them and kind of cheapens the quality a little bit, is that they don't do a die cut very well. So obviously here, this is one example of a couple pieces that are still stuck together, and they do go together. So yeah, that's a downside to their puzzles. A little bit cheaper in quality, where they're not cut as well as some of the others. So that's where we are here on the first night, and so yeah, let's tune back in next time and you'll see where we go from there. Okay, so here we are. It's day 2 of this puzzle. I did more sorting. I got a little bit further. Some characters are starting to emerge. So I'll let you take a look here. So you'll see dominantly who mostly I worked on this evening. So yeah, so let's take a look. Okay, we got here. This is who I mostly got done. The Blue Fairy. There's some pieces of Geppetto that's come about, and Pinocchio, a few scattered pieces, but also we got Honest John there in the window, and with the ship of the Pleasure Island boys. That was kind of interesting. But this puzzle is going to be a bit of a challenge, because there's a ton of the same color, and like some of these pieces, I wasn't sure if it was part of Blue Fairy's aura or what's going on there. So we're going to find this out together. So stay tuned, and we'll keep going at it. Okay, here it is, day 3. Not much has gone on. This one's kind of a tricky puzzle. I knew it would be because of the colors and stuff like that. However, Pinocchio is starting to merge along with Figaro. So, and added some stuff on the bottom of the Blue Fairy. It's supposed to be like some toys and stuff like that. So, and Geppetto. And that's about it. Otherwise, I'm just stirring pieces, trying to get them to come together. But that's it. This is day 3. So, and that's about all the time I had. Kind of a busy day today. So, yeah. So, yeah, some stuff starting to come together slowly but surely. But and I just thought it easy just to dump the box of pieces, because that way it'd be easier to stir up and find some stuff as opposed to just keeping it in the box. So yeah, so there we go. Okay, so here it is, Saturday, May the 5th. Still working on this Geppetto's Pinocchio puzzle from Ceaco and the Thomas Kinkade Studios. So here we go. Here's where we are at currently. So if we take a look here, we have the blue fairy is pretty much complete. Now we're starting to add all the little cuckoo clocks that are around her, and starting on the chair here, and of course was able to find some of the pieces to Figaro. Now what's confusing about that was I wanted to mix up Figaro's, the underneath him, with Geppetto's hair, because like I said, these puzzles are kind of cut in weird places, and so like some parts it looked like it was turned around, and you know, so you have to, that's one of the things with these puzzles is that but it wouldn't be a challenge if it wasn't like this. So yeah, just took a break for a moment just to show where we're at here, and so I'm going to continue a little bit further tonight, just taking a little break of you know, putting things together. But it's starting to come together. It may be a little slow, but eventually this will see the light of day on the frame and glued together. So yeah, so that is where we are at. Kind of crazy things going on. Wasn't able to do it, wasn't able to work on it for like a couple days because I had some other stuff I had to do. But yeah, just stick with it. Like I said, that's why I'm doing this as one video, is so other than that. But yeah, here we are for this break. So I'll come back here in a little bit and show where I'm at. Okay, well, here's been a few hours later, and haven't got much left. Much, I shouldn't say left, but much completed. So, yeah, again, we're kind of in the same place. There was some stuff up here that was added to, and around here, and we're still getting there. It's slow, but it's getting there. So yeah, still got all that mess to sort out. Eventually it's going to make something. Well, howdy folks, checking in one more time. Today is Sunday, May the 7th. I know I said the day before was the 5th. It was actually the 6th. So I'm a day off. Well, but today we got some little bit of progress going on with the puzzle. So take a look here. So was able to complete a little bit up here. Figaro, we finally got an outline for Figaro. And then down here with the book, and then we start to see Cleo and Jiminy Cricket appear right there. Some of Geppetto. So the rest of the shop is kind of scattered, but yeah, here we go. So that's where I'm stopping for tonight, because I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Sure, many of you do too, but yeah, but there's where we are at. Well, here it is, Monday, and made some progress a little bit. Thought I'd get me a nice cup of coffee. Of course, this is a special diabetic blend because I'm diabetic. In my Beauty and the Beast mug. Yeah, a little Disney oriented thing. So, I'm going to have to show you what I've done here so far. This afternoon, came home from work and kind of chilled out for a little bit. Then I sat down to this thing, and well, I've got some progress made, and there's some pieces that I want to find, and they're here somewhere, but it's just bugging me that I can't find them and put them together. So I'll show you what I mean here. So I'll take the camera and show you. Okay, so what we got going on was I found pieces that combined the Geppetto's hands and strings to Pinocchio, but as you can see, I kind of like to finish Pinocchio, get him together. And what's going on here with Cleo? I can't find her piece. But it's here somewhere. So let's continue. Well, unfortunately, I've got to close for tonight, but didn't get to continue much more because I had a little trouble finding stuff. So I still am, because the thing, like I've mentioned before, these Thomas Kinkade puzzles, a lot of the same color and a lot of the similar shaped pieces, but I was able to find part of Geppetto's bed linens and the rest of Pinocchio's, or kind of the last piece of Pinocchio's glove right there. So we're going to close for tonight. I'm going to come back maybe the next day and we'll continue on a little bit further. Okay, here it is the next night, and just kind of finding some connecting pieces. Like there's part of the chair, Geppetto's hands. Did manage to find Figaro's tail, but there's obviously a piece that's got to go there to connect it, and that's about the same. And some pieces up at the top there, the blue fairy, kind of connect to that. So yep, it's slowly but surely coming along, but we still got a ways to go. Well, tonight we made a little bit more progress. As you can see, we've got Geppetto, a little bit more of him, and then there's this pillar that's starting to form, that's right behind him, and there was some little bit more of Blue Fairy's aura in the space that's over here, and yeah, just taking a little bit more time than I figured it would, but yeah, we're coming along, but very slowly. But yeah, starting to put things together. There's still some pieces I would like to find but can't find, but yeah, so we are making progress. Also, here's the other thing, I'm starting to work on some of the edging, so yeah, we are on our way, slowly but surely, but we are on our way. Okay, so here we are continuing on with this Pinocchio puzzle. Did make some progress over this weekend, and made a little bit of progress tonight. There's still a few pieces I'm looking for and I can't find. So let's turn around here, take a look, and this is where we're at. So far we've got Pinocchio, we got things started to join up here, so I'm still having trouble finding this piece right here. So this is really a difficult one, you know, only for being 750 pieces. because there's a lot of things that are the same color and you don't know which way is up. But yeah, we are slowly but surely coming along. So yeah, this is what we've got so far. And of course, this weekend was Mother's Day weekend, so I worked on it a little bit and then had to step away. And so this is where we are at. And it's kind of narrowing down, so hopefully the pieces should be in there. So of course I just took it right out of the package and I made sure every piece came out. Well, folks, just thought I'd turn in for the evening in this day, and I'm going to show you what I've done. And we've made some progress here, so kind of proud of what I did just tonight. And so we did make some progress here, and I'll show you. Let me get my hand out of the way. Started to form the cuckoo clocks. Put those together, and we've joined this area together. So, and a little bit more Geppetto. Well, not exactly, but everything's starting to appear. This is still a mess, but yeah, we're working our way to getting this thing together. Okay, here it is, Saturday, May the 20th. Was hoping to get a little bit more done, but I'm getting little pieces and things like that. So we are making progress, but it's like slowly but surely. But it's like little pieces of certain areas, because now we've got the bulk of the characters, but it's the little stuff like things that's happening in the room, and I'll show you right here. So we have, I've got Geppetto except for a few pieces there. But see, there's Pinocchio, Figaro, the Blue Fairy, and now I'm getting like all the stuff like on the walls and some of the toys. I just put together the candle here at the bottom, and I'm still wanting to continue further, but I need to take a break. I mean, it's just this one, like I said, these, let me zoom out a little bit. I don't want to do that. These Thomas Kinkade ones are very difficult because the way that their studio paints the whole picture. Like, they'll have the likeness of the characters, but they'll put and I've mentioned this several times throughout the video, is that they'll put like similar color objects, and it would be different objects. So like this piece right here, does it belong to a chair or does it belong to a window? What is this? And yeah, it's like, especially like right here, let me see, this is supposed to be like a little sawhorse like toy, and like part of the hairs and stuff like that. Is it hair or is it a rope or to something? It's, yeah, but we're going to continue. I'm going to take a little break. I need to get something to eat, and so on and so forth. Okay, here it is, Sunday of this weekend, the 21st of May, and as you can see, we're getting down towards pretty close here. I wouldn't say we're almost done, but we're narrowing it down definitely, and found some pieces that I've been looking for the longest time. I'm still missing the parts of Geppetto, but I was looking for a piece here, and I didn't know where this went, so I found it. And then we've got Figaro, Where is he at? Right there. We have Figure all completed. Finally. In this little wood space that's right behind him. But yes, we are narrowing down towards the completion of this puzzle, but we're not close. I mean, we're getting towards the finish line, if that makes any sense. But we're not complete by any stretch of the imagination. We still got a little while to go. Just again, we've got most of the characters except for the one little piece of Geppetto, and the rest of it is all the other stuff that's in the room. And again, that's some complicated stuff because again, it's like different lighting and different shading, because this again comes from a painting, not a illustration. Like I mean, it's obviously Disney licensed and everything, but it's coming from a painting from a studio where people used actual paint and brushes and oils and things like that. So, like, you know, brush strokes are definitely visible into some of this artwork, and you know, like some of the blending of the colors can get a little confusing. So keep watching. I know this video's like going to be as long as a movie, but keep watching. But we are going to finish this thing, and I think that's what I'm going to do with this whole series, is just do one puzzle instead of doing breakdown of videos. We're doing it one video, and so you can kind of see. So okay, so here it is, the next day, Monday. And we narrowed it down even further. As a matter of fact, we're doing the edging. So, and the pieces that you see is what's left. So yeah, but it's, yeah. So all we gotta do is just start assembling the stuff together. So, and plus, still haven't found these pieces yet. Managed to find some of those, and I want to find the pieces that attaches this all together. That's an accordion, or not an accordion. It's a similar principle. The instrument is actually called a squeeze box. But it's in the film, definitely towards the end. You know, definitely when Pinocchio turns into a real boy. So we are narrowing it down. That's what's left of the pieces. So, and of course, what's scattered right here. But yeah, we're narrowing it down. Getting pretty close. Here's all the pieces that's left. So we're getting pretty close. Hopefully we find everything and get it all together. Down to the home stretch. What it looks like. Well, hope so. But yeah, but as soon as this is put together, we are not done with it. So, of course, you'll see what I'll do with it. So here we are. Edging is now complete. About ready to turn in for the night. And here's all the pieces that's left. And, of course, there's the space that they have to occupy. So we are coming pretty close. Well, we're down to one last piece. So here we go. Okay, so we just finished this, putting this together, and I gotta say, this is probably an extremely difficult one, literally, because, and I mentioned it throughout several points in the whole making of it, is that there's a lot of, you know, same colors and all kinds of stuff like that, and it could get very confusing, when, you know, especially like a lot of black, like browns and reds and things like that. So, and let me zoom this out. It's back all the way. Yes. Sorry, because I was kind of going like that. But, yeah. So now we're going to begin the process of framing. Now, if you recall, I already put this on the back of the frame when I did it. So then the next thing, we want to take our puzzle guard. This is the brand. There's also some puzzle glue. This is actually made by Spin Master Games. You can find this at Walmart or any other hobby store, and it's, yeah, and some of them come with a little spreader on the back. Also, they sell it like this, which is a little bit bigger bottle. Haven't opened this one yet, so because there's still some left in this. So now we begin the process of gluing the puzzle together so it will stay in the frame. So we'll take the top off. Now this stuff is quite thick, so, and sometimes, if you can see, like, some of the excess dries, so we just take it and we just kind of go all over it. And kind of scrape off a little bit of the excess. So then we take our scraper and we just kind of spread out the glue. Be sure you spread it all over the puzzle. Make sure everything is covered. And if you get a little bit on your hands, it just easily washes off. Completely non-toxic. Okay. Let me double check here. Okay. So now that that is applied, whoa, 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 whoa. Good thing I caught it before any glue came out. That stuff's thick enough that it doesn't just dump out like that, thankfully, but it does come out. So, now the next step is to let this dry. The best policy is to let it sit overnight and come back to it later on. So that's what we're going to do. So video's not quite over yet, so We're going to let this dry overnight, and then we'll come back, check it, because sometimes you may have to add a second coat to it, who knows, but usually I don't, but you do need to check it, make sure it's dry. So that's it for right now, so stay tuned. We'll come back a little bit later, actually the next day or so. So it's going to sit overnight, let this dry, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here it is the next night, and I've given this thing plenty of time to dry. So next thing is, remember we set this off to the side, is the plastic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the rest of the frame on. And of course these frames, these Hobby Lobby frames, contain a piece of protective film. On both sides, so we'll just take this and peel it off. And we just want to line this up. Okay, now the trick is with these frames is that they're really not designed to be holding puzzles, because these little frame holders, I guess you'd want to call them, they're really meant for holding something no thicker than a piece of paper. Well, with a puzzle, it gives it a little bit more thicker situation. So we do have to kind of use a little bit of force to get it on. And kind of guide it on. There's a few pieces down here in the corner that didn't quite get glued down real well, but hopefully we can get this on so it will stay put. Okay, we got the top portion on. And the back side to these have a little bit of a groove. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I can kind of put this one on. Like I said, it's kind of tricky to put this on with a little bit of with the puzzle on. It's really meant for a piece of paper, like a poster. So, okay, we got the bottom on. So now the rest of that should stay put. Like there's some pieces down here at the bottom corner that I didn't get with the glue, but with this clamp down, it should hold it in place. Now if it's up in here, then we're going to have some issues. So now we can kind of set this up. Also, I know the box says that the dimensions are the 18 by 24, but they don't quite fit the board. But there's a little bit of overhang, but not ridiculous amount. So like I said, they're tricky to get on, but it is possible. I had it for a second and it slipped off. All right. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, but it is doable. Now, do the other side. Okay. So there we go. That is Geppetto's Pinocchio from the Thomas Kinkade collection, distributed by Ceaco Puzzles. So yeah, there it is. A tricky puzzle for only 750 pieces. It's because this is a painting that uses a lot of the similar colors. So as you can see here, there's like a lot of browns and reds and things like even on clothing, like, okay, here's Pinocchio's backside, or when you're looking at the straightforward pieces, was it Pinocchio or was it Geppetto? Because they're both wearing red or similar shades of red, or was part of the book, part of the wall up here. That's one of the challenges with these puzzles, is because now I understand you don't want to make them too easy, so yeah, you don't want to make them too easy or too convenient to be put together, but you want some form of a challenge. But good grief, did Thomas Kinkade or his studio need to go crazy with the same paints? But yeah, here we go. We got the puzzle put together. Now the last part of this is hanging it up on the wall. I'm not just going to put this back in the box. I framed this, doggone it. So we got to find a place to hang this. Okay, so we're going with the hallway here. And the hallway is kind of bland, so here's where we're going to start. Here it is, right at the end of my hallway, underneath my doorbell. So as soon as you walk in to my hallway, you will see it proudly displaying on the wall. Well, there you have it. The first puzzle builder of the Disney kind. Stay tuned for next time, and we will have a different puzzle, probably by a different maker. I just went out and bought another frame, and this frame should actually fit another one that we're going to do next. It's a completely different size, and by a completely different maker, but it also is Disney themed. That's the whole point of this show. It's going to be Disney themed. So, hope you do come back. These videos will be probably kind of lengthy. Actually, maybe next time we're going to take a look at a puzzle I've already built, and so correction on the next time. So the next time I'm going to get a puzzle I've already built, put on my wall, but it's a little bland, and I'm going to show you what I plan to do with this to give it a little bit more color and a bit more of a character. So, from me to you, see you later.